2 microphones,
2 Amandas,
and some seriously entertaining tales. I'm Amanda Wedekamp.
and I'm Amanda Stanzione.
We know stories connect us all.
And we realized we have a mountain of stories to share. So buckle up,
And brace yourself for a wild ride.
because we've got a lot to say and probably too much to share. I want to first give a quick disclaimer that we are going to be talking about adult women's health. So it is not an episode for children.
Yes. And this is how this episode even came about. Amanda and I have had a lot of conversations off mic about our own health and wellness. And we thought, you know what? This is information that we're not the only ones going through these
Absolutely.
things. This is information that other women probably want to hear about, maybe talk to other friends about.
Right.
And so we just thought this is a perfect episode to have for women in this season of life.
Agreed. And I think, too, there's some shame in some things.
Yes.
And I feel like, you know what? I'd be happy to help people. Like, I'm happy to talk about myself and the things that I've struggled with. So I will say I'm going to be 46 this summer. And the body that I had 10 years ago in my mid-30s is very different than the body I have in my mid-40s. And different in every way. I mean, obviously, I look older. I mean,
Right,
obviously.
because time
But that's
is-
okay.
but that's normal.
Right. That's
Yes.
normal. That's fine. I'm okay with aging. I just want to look good when I do it.
Yes.
So, but you know, internally, like there's just the hormones and all the things that change. I'm like, nobody warned me about this, but I'm glad.
Right.
Don't tell me.
I know,
I would
I
have
know.
never wanted to look forward to some of the things that we've been going through.
I know, but I do think you talking about the shame, some of it is I think our mother's generation doesn't talk about this.
True.
And so we don't get the experience that they've had. And so we kind of feel like we're navigating this. And then you're like, am I the only one?
Right.
Because if you don't have friends that you can be vulnerable with, that makes it challenging.
Right,
And
right.
luckily, I feel like we have a great connection.
Yes.
I can be vulnerable with you. You're vulnerable with me. We have some other friends that we are very true and honest with.
Yes.
But I think it can be hard and you can feel very alone.
Right. Agreed. And I think one of the first things that I'm going to talk about is the hormone replacement therapy. And I would have never thought that that was something I needed. Like when people said hormone replacement therapy to me 10 years ago, I would have thought, oh yeah, when I'm like 65.
Yes.
I would have never thought in my 40s, I might want to look into it.
Well, and I thought it was like, is that for everyone or is that only people who've lost hormones? Like, I guess I
Right.
thought I'm not going to lose hormones.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
not going to need
And
this.
in fact, I was thinking exactly like you that I guess if you got a hysterectomy, okay, then now you need
Yes.
hormones. Okay, well, I haven't had a hysterectomy.
Correct.
Just goes to
Same.
show, like, I
We
had
don't
no
know.
idea. So I ended up having a couple of friends in the last year, you being one of them,
Yes.
who said, you know what? I went and got my labs checked and testosterone is something that is really low that could help. And so I started looking into this and I'm like, oh, brain fog. I'm tired. I don't have enough energy. I'm not sleeping well. My sex drive is not nearly what it used to be.
Yes.
And I love my husband so much, and he's so good looking. I'm like, he deserves
Yes.
for me to be like, yeah,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
and I want that.
Right.
I mean, he deserves it, yes, but I want
Right.
that. You know. So anyway, I started looking into it and realized, okay, is it that I have low testosterone? Well, let me go check that out.
Yeah.
And I will say, ladies, if you go to your primary care physician and you get your labs done, they will say, oh, anything between a 4 and 50, which that's already a huge wide range,
Right.
is fine. That is not accurate. If you go anywhere else that's women's health related,
Yes, like functional.
like any of those, they will tell you for women, 150 to 160 is ideal, like optimal.
Optimal.
Exactly. Well, I was at a 16. So, but you know, it was also validating.
Yes, it does make you feel better.
It does.
Yes,
I actually
because-
started crying when I got the results.
I
really did.
gosh.
I was like, Okay.
It's not just me.
It's not just me.
Well,
and
because
I've been feeling this way for a reason.
yes, I remember you talking about terrible night sweats.
Yes.
And I was like, Amanda, there is help for this.
Right.
You know?
Well, that ended up being estrogen. So
Yes.
I found that out. But all of it, those
Just all of
hormone
it
replacement.
together.
Right.
Yes.
All of it.
Yes.
And the night sweats. Oh gosh, for anybody who suffers from these night sweats, like I really feel for them because, and I know you don't really get them, and I get them horribly. I mean, like wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, well, let me take my clothes off. Or, you know, I mean, like my nightgown.
Or not change your sheets, but put a towel down.
Put a towel. Yeah, like I'll have to change my nightgown. Short nightgown, let's just be real too. I'm not wearing like a house dress like my mom from the 1980s. Right. We're not in 1985 here. But anyway, so I have to change that. I'm putting a towel down. I'm flipping my pillow over. Like all of this is happening with my hormones. So anyway, you told me about getting on it and you were doing the cream.
Yes, I do a cream and I think mine was originally 25. My number, you know, it's very low. And, you know, my provider was like, let's start. And then if we have to titrate you up, we will. So like I have titrated up.
Yes.
So I do the cream.
And I had another girlfriend who does the shots.
Okay.
And then I have another one who does the pellets. And so I thought, okay, cool. Like I've talked to everybody, but the result is the same.
Yes.
It's still, I am feeling better. I have more energy. I want to have sex more.
Yes.
You know, just all of these really great things that can happen. And I'm like, you know what? It's time. So anyway, went and got the labs done. And I got the pellets, which is great because you only have to get them once every 4 months.
Okay.
And got those, no problem whatsoever. I mean, you have a bandage. You can't do glute exercises for 3 days.
Okay.
Oops, shucks.
Shoot.
Don't, you know, can't work out.
So it's like an injection.
It is. First of all, they do a shot to numb you.
Yes.
And it's like right in the upper part of your butt.
Okay.
So it's, you know, not that serious. But the shot to numb, that hurts actually. That's
okay.
That's a little like, okay. I mean, it burns a little, but it's for 3 seconds.
Okay.
Literally, it's like 3 seconds. So, and then she says, do you feel anything sharp? And I'm like, no. I mean, I'm hoping I don't.
I'm so
I
scared.
say no. Right. And then it's fine. You don't even feel it. So anyway, it was easy. I have felt better. I am right at this week will be 7 weeks.
Okay.
And it's great. I did have my labs done a week ago and I wasn't as high as they wanted. So I went and got a booster. So they gave me a little bit more in my booty. Yeah. And I feel great. I mean, it's been now almost 7 weeks. Sex drive is better.
Okay, good.
I mean, there was a huge improvement there.
Yes.
And I don't feel as scattered or as like foggy. I've had more energy.
Yes.
Because I'm an active gal.
Right.
You know, and to not have energy, it would take everything I have to get myself to a treadmill. Like, I mean, and it was just heartbreaking for me because then I also felt disappointed in myself. Like, am I not motivated?
Like, what? Yes, exactly.
Oh, it was heartbreaking. Exactly. But anyway, so if you are out there thinking, well, I'm suffering from some of those same symptoms, all you have to do is go get your labs done.
Yes.
There's no harm in that.
Right.
And then after you get those results, you can make a decision
and you
for yourself.
decide. Yeah. And I will say, at least where I go, it's not an insurance situation.
No, me either.
Of course, because we're women, and that's how women's health is.
Right.
I mean, if
women's
my husband wants to get Viagra, that's 100% covered. However, if I need something for my own well-being, it's not. But
it's not. Yeah. Well,
there's not much you can do about that.
Not now.
And the other thing that I have heard a lot of is, you know, back in the day, hormone replacement therapy, they thought contributed to cancer. And those studies have been dispelled.
Yes.
So do your own research. Obviously, we are not giving medical advice to anyone.
Absolutely. Great.
We're just sharing our own experiences.
That is another great disclaimer. Do not mistake this for medical advice. But I'm sharing, you know, from my own experience.
Yes.
And to come back to the estrogen thing really quick, when they did the testosterone pellets, they also gave me a little juice of estrogen.
Okay, and that was an injection?
That was part of it. It's like part of the pellet. Like
nice.
You can get a little testosterone, a little bit. That just juiced me up.
Like a cocktail.
Right. Just make a cocktail. But that has helped with the night sweats.
Okay,
so
good.
Great. I mean, I haven't had any that are that bad in 7 weeks.
My estrogen was still very high, and she was telling me, you know, do you still have a period? And I'm like, well, I actually had an ablation.
So did I.
Yes.
I didn't remember that you did
that.
Okay.
I had one right after Gwen was born.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I was 29 years old.
Yeah.
And so I haven't had a period since then.
Since 29.
29.
I had my ablation in 2019. And every time I say that, people are like, oh, you're so lucky you haven't had a period. And now I'm looking at you like,
forever.
What? Oh my gosh. Yeah. So when they asked me that too, I'm like, I don't know. I had an ablation. I haven't had a period in a million years.
Since 2004. Yeah. I haven't had a period.
Wow.
So when Gwen got her period, I was like, I don't even know what we're supposed to do. I was so confused because, obviously things have changed,
right. Sure.
But they can test, and so she was like, "You're not in menopause yet because you still have, high estrogen." So
yeah. Well, let's also just briefly talk about once you hit 45, you have to get a mandatory colonoscopy.
Yes.
That is so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, let's be real. The colonoscopy itself is nothing. Like, they give you an IV and they put you to sleep and you wake up and you're done. Like, that is nothing. That's not even a big deal. It's the prep. It is the prep to do it. It is so bad. Now you have
I have a different caveat in that the prep that I did is different than what Amanda did.
It is. You did the smart prep that most people don't even talk
know
about. Don't even know about. When you told me, I'm like, what? Doctors don't talk about that.
No.
They're just like, again, I feel like it's an insurance thing because before they just gave you Miralax information and like what to do. Now they say, oh, I'll write you a prescription for the whatever it is that you drink.
Yes.
And I'm like, am I going to need to get that from the pharmacy?
Like Dulcolax?
Yeah, but it's
Miralax,
like, it's in a jug. And I'm like, I don't need that. So anyway, I did the Miralax prep. Mixed all of that into Gatorade Zero. Okay, now let's just be clear real quick. I am not a Gatorade drinker, really.
Right.
But I do like lemon lime Gatorade, maybe on ice if I need it, because it's watered down a little bit. Now, Miralax, while you can't taste it, it does, because it dissolves, it makes liquids very dense.
Yes, the texture changes.
They feel thick to me.
Yes.
I don't know what other way to say it, but it's like thick. It feels like thick liquid. So anyway, I'm drinking this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I can't eat any food, which is a big problem for me. I'm just like, what am I doing? I'm having a popsicle here. I'm drinking some broth. I mean, I'm drinking this thick Gatorade Zero. Okay, I get a lot of it down. And I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel good. I'm feeling a little,
no.
So I said, maybe I should go lay down, sit up. I don't know. 5 minutes in, I ran to the bathroom. I puked the whole prep up.
Oh, no.
Yeah, puked it all up. So I'm like, okay. I pretty much had to start it over with what was left because I had not finished the whole Miralax.
Yeah.
So I puked it all up, and then I had to go back and continue to drink all the rest of the stuff. I mean... yeah, it's bad. I mean, it's
didn't
bad.
go well.
Yeah, it was bad. So that's another fun thing about being in your 40s. You have to get a colonoscopy.
And how did your colonoscopy go?
It was good. It was good. They said no issues. However, they wish the prep would have been even better, and maybe I need to do it 2 days. And I'm like, 2 days of prep?
Yes.
Okay. I already hated the 1 day. But they feel like they didn't get as far as they needed. Couldn't see as far as they wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a lot of butt conversation for
well,
the podcast.
I mean, it's hard. I know.
But it's
the truth.
That's
and
the
we
thing.
all get it. Men and women.
Right. But that's the thing. Here we are having to get all these things done. So
I know. And I will share my prep tips. So this came from my sister-in-law, who is a nurse. She basically said, on the colonoscopy sheet, it says to stop supplements and nuts 5 days before or something. But she's like, you need to stop all roughage. So all vegetables, all fruits, anything with fiber about 5 days before.
And if you care about your health, you're like, oh, I need to eat fruits and vegetables.
And this is the opposite of how you're supposed to eat.
Yeah.
So basically you can eat cheese and meat. And I was eating Rice Krispie treats because they have no fiber in them.
That is crazy to me.
It is crazy. But for 5 days, that's what I ate. And then the prep is not so bad because your colon's already been cleaned out a lot.
Okay.
Because those vegetables stay in there for a very long time.
That is disgusting. And good to know.
And then for me, I hate Gatorade, so I did Relight or LMNT, which are some really good electrolyte powders.
Oh, okay.
That I love the flavor of.
Yeah.
And you can control how much strong it is.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, so those are my tips. Ease it back, and then, on the roughage days before, and then find an electrolyte that you love.
Yeah, those are great tips, Amanda.
Yes.
Next year when I have to do this over again because I don't know how often you're supposed to get them, but for me, I have to go again next year because they weren't able to see as far as
So what I remember is if you have 0 polyps, it's called the golden ticket, and you have 10 years.
Oh, okay.
If you have like one polyp, they might do like 7 years. If you have any more than one or the size of the polyp, it's like 3 to 5.
Oh, okay.
So I had one polyp, but it was larger, so they said like 3 to 5 years.
Okay. Gosh. Then yay, do it again. So fun.
I know.
All right, we're going to talk about a big one.
Okay.
Let's talk about GLP-1s.
Okay, because that is trending right now.
This is the conversation
of
conversations. Okay. There is a lot of feeling. I think there's a lot of feelings tied to this. And emotions. Yes. Lots of feelings and emotions. Whether it is desperation, whether it's judgment, whether it's shame.
Yes.
There are a lot of feelings. And so I just want to speak from my perspective and what I have gone through and what I've done.
Yes.
Okay. So again, I mentioned, your body's not the same 10 years ago. But back in 2014, I started running. And then over the course of the following 4 years or so, I ran 3 half marathons. I was working out. I ran, 10 milers and then, 10Ks, 5Ks, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We were running all the time, Chris and I together. And that was great. Then Chris had knee surgery. We moved, like just life kind of, life happens.
Yes.
Life lives,
right.
and
Life
you're
lives.
doing life lives. And so you're doing other things. And I started gaining a little weight. And in 2021, in early 2021, I was the heaviest I've been since not being pregnant. So other than being pregnant, this is the heaviest I had been.
Yep.
I was desperate. I was working out like crazy. I mean, because in our house, we had a Peloton. Actually, we had a Peloton bike and a Peloton tread. And then we also got a tonal. I mean, and I was working out a lot. I could not drop the weight. So I started working out even more. That wasn't healthy. So then I pulled back on that. I was on everything. I was on keto. We tried Whole30. We did the paleo diet, caveman, Mediterranean. I tried
everything.
And the recipes, good thing I like to cook because there were
You're buying things that you've never bought before.
You've never even heard of before. I mean, I'm putting together like peanut butter, cinnamon, banana muffins that oh gosh, it's so wild. So anyway, had tried everything. I come across this lady that Chris knew from work, blah, blah, blah. And I find out that she had gotten a balloon in her stomach and it helped her lose weight because she ate less. And I thought, okay, let me look into that because I wasn't 250 plus pounds. So I wasn't getting, that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. I wasn't getting gastric bypass surgery. But I needed to lose the weight. So I got the balloon. That, after a few months, I had lost a few pounds. But it's not great. I mean, you're burping all the time.
Okay.
I don't know. It's
the
just
side effects.
The side effects, the burping. Oh my gosh. I would never do that again. Also because it just didn't do a lot.
Effective.
It wasn't effective. You're supposed to keep it for 6 months. About 4 to 5 months, I guess it was 4 months in, the doctor said, now this is when all of these were starting to come to the market.
Yes.
Like you got to think about
we're in 2021.
Right.
So this is 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Exactly. You know what?
Crazy.
I got it in March, I think, of 2021. So that was a while back. Anyway, I'm 4 months in, the doctor says, well, there's this new medication called Wegovy. And this is how it works. While you have the balloon, you could also start this. And I'm like, okay. And it's a shot. So I'm like, okay. But, it's in one of these pens that you don't even, it's not like you're pushing the needle into your skin. You're literally like jamming the pen onto your skin. Like, it's not that serious. Even if you don't like needles, this is nothing.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, I'll start that. So then I actually felt like I probably lost 2 or 3 pounds. And I had maybe in the 4 months only lost like 5 or 6. So I was like, it's the medication. It's the medication. I'm doing the medication. So they took the balloon out, which was fine because then I didn't have all the burping.
Yes.
So then I got on the Wegovy. And so I started taking that. It was incredibly helpful. I mean, I feel like I saw a meme that said, somebody should have told me that the rest of my life after 40, I would just be losing and gaining the same 10 pounds. And I'm like, that is true.
It is.
I feel like you're always like, I would lose 3 pounds, I would gain 5. I would lose 6, I would gain 4. It was always up and down and up and down. And it didn't matter how much I worked out or how much I changed my diet, like all of it. It's just my body said, hi, we've done a lot for you. Your metabolism worked really hard when you were younger. We'd like a break.
We're done now.
We're done. We're going to just sit over here and chill. So anyway, started taking Wegovy, did not back off the working out. I mean, I wasn't working out 7 days a week with sometimes 2 a days.
Yes.
But I was still, I know it was rough. I was desperate.
I know.
Fully desperate. And I was working out still, 4 days a week or so, maybe 5, but I was doing still weightlifting, but it was like the exercise was working.
Yes.
It was like the eating right and the lifting weights and the cardio, like all of that was working in the way that I felt it should have been working in the first place.
And so the medicine was really just supporting what you were already doing.
Yes, because had I, in my mid-30s, had been doing that whole working out, eating, like regimen, the way that schedule, I would have been fine.
Right.
10 years later, or 5 years, 6 years later, no, it's
just
different.
changed.
Your body just changes.
Did you have any of the side effects that we hear about from people on Wegovy? Or GLP-1?
Yeah, I was going to say, because then after the Wegovy, because that was really expensive too. And it was like $1,000 a month. Like when it first came out and your insurance doesn't cover it at all. It was $1,000 a month. But yeah, I mean, I definitely was nauseous.
Okay.
Like it was not, I mean, it was a small price to pay, honestly.
Right.
I was like, I do not care.
So you had some nausea.
But I did have some nausea. But that was it.
That was just, okay, you don't feel like you lost hair?
Oh, no. I
Because
didn't
that's some of the side effects.
Yeah,
but I think it's if you're not eating enough protein and supporting your body in the way that you need to, because it is an appetite suppressant.
Yes.
It slows your digestion down. And if you are only still eating, like, let's say that you are somebody who eats crappy food.
Yeah.
And you go on this medicine. You're just going to eat less crappy food.
You are. That's exactly right. Because you're still going to eat the crappy food. You're just going to eat less of it. Whereas if you were already eating well, taking care of your body, like if you keep doing that, the medicine is helpful.
Is supportive. Yes. So you really need to think about, like, are you willing to change if you eat crappy?
Right.
And whatever crappy means to you.
Right.
Are you willing to change that too, in addition to supporting with the medication?
That's exactly
that's
right.
That's how I came to understand it.
Because that was really my only side effect. And, I know some people are like, well, we don't know long-term effects if it's going to, well, there's been some studies recently that even said something about, I think, women and heart disease and it helping with that. Like recently there's a lot of studies that are talking about other things that it helps within your health.
Right.
You know what? Because guess what? If I didn't lose the weight, maybe I would just continue to get bigger and bigger, and then that's not good for my health.
Right.
So,
I know.
You know what?
I know. I think
neither
it's
is
hard
Diet
to
Coke.
know.
Okay.
Exactly. I think people have to do what is best for them, and there have been a lot of promising studies about, these GLP-1 medications helping with inflammation and all these other things.
Yes.
And I think if it's done in a healthy and monitored way, it's fabulous.
I do too, and I wish that more women would be okay with, not just with even saying, okay, this is what I'm doing for my health.
Right.
But other women who are very judgmental of women who are on it. That says more about you than it does me if you're judging me for being on a GLP-1, because my health shouldn't be your concern. But hey,
I know.
But I wish that people who either have some curiosity, go check it out. There's no shame in it. Your body is different. It is not the same. And what worked for you 5 years ago, 10 years ago, may not work for you now.
Right.
And that's okay. Just like something as easy as, well, guess what? You get older and your hair gets gray. You either can,
you can
color it or not.
Yes.
Okay. My body's not working the same. What am I going to do differently? Well, if I get a GLP-1, I might lose some weight.
Right.
And
the other thing is, if you are somebody who is curious about it and or taking it, you don't have to tell anyone.
That's true.
Nobody has to know.
Right. Nobody even has to.
It's no one's business.
Right. I'm making it people's business today just because I'm talking about it. But it is no one's business. You don't have to tell a soul.
That's right.
What I will say, though, I'm so glad you brought that up about not telling a soul, is You don't have to tell anyone because it's your business. However, if you lose a rapid amount of weight
Yes.
and someone says, oh my gosh, how did you lose the weight so fast? And you say something ridiculous,
Yep.
like, oh, I just worked
ate a
out.
little less,
I ate
and I worked out a little more.
I worked out a little more. I ate a little less. I really changed the way I was sleeping. I started getting on the circadian rhythm, and if I woke up before the sun rose, then it would help me.
And I got on a vibration plate.
Right, yeah, I know, which I did get one of those for Zoe.
you
She
did?
loves it.
I love it.
It's like lymphatic drainage.
Yes.
It's the most hilarious thing ever. But yeah, I mean, so what? I got on a vibration plate and I woke up before this. I mean, come
Right.
on. Like,
Right.
we know, and just either say, yeah, I wanted to lose weight and this is what it is, or
Yep.
A, F off, it's none of your business.
Right.
But don't come at me with some bold-faced
Right.
lie, because I got your number.
Yeah.
I already know.
No, I agree.
But I also don't care. I'm not
Right.
judging you. If you
Right.
lose a bunch of weight, I'm like, good for you.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, I don't
Right.
care.
And sometimes I think people do make that natural assumption, like, oh, she's lost a bunch of weight, she must be doing a GLP-1.
Right.
And they might or might
they
not
might-
be.
exactly.
And if you are bold enough to ask, like, more power to you. I don't think it's my
and if they tell you to
business.
F off, then
Yeah.
then that's fine.
Then
and
it's also not
then
your
it's also
business.
none of your business.
Yes.
Right. I feel like as women, we talk so much about being supportive in the workplace, and women need to build women up, and then women friendships and taking care of each other and blah, blah, blah. I feel like we also need to be supportive of each other's health.
Yes.
Like our choices in health, whatever those choices are,
Right.
what we want to do to make ourselves. Because if you want to get on the circadian rhythm
Yes.
type thing where
And that works for you.
and that works great. I'm fully in support. You do with your body what you want to, and if you wake up feeling better and you're getting up before the sun gets up every morning, great. I love it. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
But I love it, and that's
Yes.
great. And when I catch a sunrise, I am happy, and I
Yes.
think that's wonderful. So
And what do you think if people say, like, oh, that's cheating?
I think that is first hilarious, because I'm like, it's not cheating. It's also, it's kind of shameful, honestly. If a woman who says, oh, that's cheating, I want to be like, who are you?
Right.
Like, it's cheating. Cheating what? Cheating my body? I mean, my body doesn't work the way my body once
Right.
worked. And so I have a choice. I can either continue to gain the weight and continue to hate myself and cry all the time because I am doing everything in my power, but I cannot lose more than like 3 pounds. If I am going to go do something that's going to make me feel better, both physically and mentally and emotionally, then guess what? That's what I'm going to do. It is not cheating. I am still working out. I am still eating well. I am
Right.
not cheating because I helped myself move or progress further.
Yes.
I mean, it's just, if that makes me a happier human being, then I'm a better friend. I'm a better wife. I'm a better mother, and
Right.
it's like,
I do think the comparison, and this just came to me, but do we think people who use mental health medication is cheating?
that is a wonderful point.
Because for some people, it does work to get out in the morning and get exercise and eat well.
That
but
is
for other
true.
people, that might not be where they are in their life.
Yeah.
They may not have that opportunity,
Yeah.
or that may not work for them. So they need mental health medication.
Yes.
But we don't say they're cheating.
That is so true. You don't look at someone with clinical depression and say, well, just smile more.
Right.
I mean, because that is insane to
Yeah.
me. When you tell somebody, you should just be happy.
Right.
You should just smile more. Okay, well thank you.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't try that.
Right. I might as well eat a sugar cube.
Yes.
Okay, that's not going to help, honey.
Right.
But you're right. And if you take any medication for any type of mental health related thing,
Right.
that's not cheating.
Right.
And so if my physical and my emotional health
Right.
is wrapped up in all of this, and I can do something to help myself, I don't feel like that's cheating at all.
Right.
And if you feel like it's cheating, guess what? It's none of your business anyway.
Right.
What I
And
do with
also,
my
like,
body.
your opinion of me is not my business.
Exactly. It's not my
So,
business.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
Right.
So
right.
that's just the honest truth.
Yes.
You do you, I'll do me, and we'll all live happily.
That's right.